So I work hard at thinking about how I'm going to communicate and what words I'm going to use, what approach I'm going to take, but I still have an enormous opportunity in working on my tone. So let's talk about that.
Our personal commitment to being a highly effective and successful communicator should never stop. We have sole responsibility for the words we choose and the approach we take. Join me as we discuss various topics that can help us be outstanding communicators.
All right. Sometimes I am tone deaf. That has nothing to do with music. It means I don't hear how snarky I sound. And I hate that. But thankfully, I have people in my life that know it's safe to give me feedback, and I know that they really care about me, and they will pull me aside and they will say, "Hey, I don't know if you meant to sound like this, but you did." And I usually just roll my eyes. I'm so frustrated with myself because I take 2 steps forward and then I take 3 steps back when it comes to tone. But what I've learned is that a lot of times people who have tone issues are unaware. They don't understand the impact of what their tone presents them to be like. And that's unfortunate. And it's also one of those things that's really difficult for many people to coach. It's hard because it can be subjective. So what do we do? Well, all of these videos are about being the most effective communicator we can possibly be because there is an end goal with our communication and we want it to be good and strong. But we need to acknowledge that it's not just words and approach that we need to be aware of, it's also the tone in which we say them. And if we are working with other folks, we need to acknowledge that as well. That maybe they are completely unaware of the tone they take. Maybe they're sarcastic. Maybe they sound super arrogant. Maybe it sounds like they're just throwing shame at us by the way they correct us and the tone that they take. And maybe they don't mean any of that. Maybe none of that is their intent. So what do we do? Well, you have to really evaluate each specific situation. What is it that made your tone off? Or do you even know if your tone was off? Find the people that you trust and ask them, is my tone professional and respectful? Does my tone make you want to work with me? Or does it make you not want to work with me? Ask those questions and then really work hard at paying attention to how you present yourself and the tone that you take. If it's with other people, evaluate the situation. Are you aware that they've got a lot going on right now? Do they tend to have really snarky tones or unprofessional tones when they're in a meeting that's gone too long? They're just over it. They're impatient. They want to go to lunch, for crying out loud. They need to go check on their daycare, right? Maybe they're not even aware of it either. But are you aware that there's some consistency in your experience on when their tone starts to go south? And then have a one-on-one meeting with them and ask. Say, I've got some feedback for you with your communication that I would love to provide, but only if you want it. And by the way, it's things that I'm working on myself, if that's true. If that's not true, you can't say it. But if it's true, go for it. And if they say, yes, I would like your feedback, and just say, you know what, sometimes your tone is extremely sharp. For instance, in the meeting today, and then give them the example. Tone is one of those things that you can't say, buddy, you have issues with tone, and then you don't give examples. That is not respectful. It is not professional, especially if it's something that folks are unaware of. If I'm being coached on something that I'm unaware of and you don't provide examples for me, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that because it's already a situation I'm unaware of. So you owe it to the person from a place of respect to have examples as well. So think it through. First, evaluate your own approach with tone. Is it an area where you could grow? Do you have tone issues with specific people or at specific times? But just get aware of it. And then think about, are there folks that you would love to see change their tone with you? And really think through that. And then offer up your feedback privately, respectfully, and professionally. And let them know that you know that they can do it. You think that they're great at what they do. It's just one more area that perhaps they could choose to grow in. That's it. And then don't hold it over their head. Let them grow at their own pace. But you provided the feedback, and that was very kind and very professional. Now let it go. You're not going to hang that over their head for them for the next year and a half. I know that all of us, definitely myself included, can get better at growing in our tone and being more professional and more respectful. You can too. You've got this.